Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your weekly reading for February 13th to the 19th. This is for Sagittarius, Sun, and Rising. And if you're new to my channel, I do a traditional Celtic cross spread. I also use astrology and my guides to help bring a lot more clarity, to get more specific with your reading. I do this, Sagittarius, because I love you. And I want you to feel like it's a personal reading, as if we're here, ooh, there we go, one-on-one, rather than a general spread. If that comes out in your reading, then that's very exciting. I'm not going to tell you what card that was, but I don't do the pop-out cards. That was my clumsy hands. Now, where was I? The reason I do use astrology is because it's been around for thousands of years, and it's really influenced divination. Now, tarot came out in the 14th century, so every tarot card is actually assigned an astrological element, a ruling planet, an alignment. So we go really deep when the two are combined. And both astrology and tarot are aligned with the tree of life. So Sagittarius, this week is a big week for you. Oh my goodness, it is an amazing week. First, if you saw, I did a monthly overview for y'all, and you know that it was a good one, all right? February is great for you. This week, listen, if you're into Valentine's Day, it's a really good day, especially for Sagittarius. Out of all the signs, listen, even if it wasn't Valentine's Day, all right, February 14th, Mars and Jupiter, they're kind of doing this slow dance in the sky. And I really love that. It's a really great day for love. Now, here's why it's so big for you, is because Jupiter is in your 5th house of love, okay? Mars is in Gemini, which is at your 7th house of partnerships. So when I say it's going to be big, it's going to be big. Now, the kicker is that February 15th, the day after, is actually bigger than the 14th. So it's almost like Valentine's Day is on the 15th, all right? And that's because Venus is conjuncting Neptune, and they're both in Pisces, all right? They're both in Pisces. And so think just, romance, creativity, passion. It's just such a beautiful day. In fact, one of the best days for love and romance and passions this year, all right? Not even this year, but the past few years. Now, when those 2 days, those aspects are bookended, back to back. It's a lot of energy with love and partnerships for you, okay? And we're talking romance or career, whatever you're here for, okay? Because it's your partnership sector, all right? Now, with all that activity in Pisces at the end of the week, we're moving officially into Pisces season, but Venus is in Pisces all week, and we have a new moon in Pisces at the end of the week, okay? Now, I'm going to talk about that aspect more next week because it's going to affect your week next week, but I have to let you know, this is the other reason why this is a big week of love for you is because we are still in Aquarius season, and Venus in Pisces is here all week, okay? Venus in Pisces is in your 4th house in your domestic sector, all right? So things at home, including relationships, all right? Including relationships. So could be a big thing for you. Again, if you're not here for love, it could just be that you are moving. You could be doing something with your home. There's your parents in that, your family's in that area. There's a lot of love. But a lot of y'all may be actually thinking about moving in with a partner, maybe even getting engaged, proposed. A lot of that activity. Some of y'all could be getting new jobs with a boss that you love, or getting a job that you're really passionate about. So that said, Sagittarius, let's get to it. Let's see what's going on for you for this week, February 13th to the 19th. Again, this is for Sagittarius, Sun, and Rising, and for those who are reading for their Sagittarius, Sun, and Rising, friends and family and loved ones. What else was I going to say? I think that was it. So, like I said earlier, I do a traditional Celtic cross spread. It does give the best general overview. If we need to pull clarifiers, we will pull clarifiers. Secondly, Sagittarius, my Walt Disney's and Miley Cyrus's and Brad Pitt's. I love y'all. I love all Sagittarians. Y'all are so fun. Y'all are amazing. I don't know if you know this. I think I may have mentioned it in a previous reading. Nostradamus was a Sagittarius. Can you believe that? Because everything that, when he's presented, it's a serious man. But he was fun. He was a fun person. Now, let's get to your reading, Sagittarius. This is going to be a big week for you. This is going to be a big week for you. Wow. Wow. Almost like life changing. Let's get started. Hey, you got the King of Wands. Look at you. Look at you. Now, the King of Wands, listen, this is someone, I call him like the Steve Jobs of tarot, okay? Very entrepreneurial energy here, all right? Really just on top of it. The Wands, all about our passions, ideas, creativity, but work related, okay? Career, enterprise, jobs. Now, the reason why I say the Steve Jobs of tarot, because it does have that energy, okay? Of that entrepreneur energy, but someone who is just very influential, someone who is very inspiring, all right, someone who can who you know, worked his butt off to sit in that throne, didn't have to work for anybody else, right? But he's also the very fun king, all right? Super fun king, all right? Now, this is really, one other thing I'm going to point out is when I say this is going to be a transformational week for you, it really is, and you're probably already feeling it. Some of y'all are feeling like, I mean, you're sitting in this throne, okay? Whether in relationships, career especially too, all right? But, you know, there's, you're going to see here, I'm just going to point out one thing. You see the salamander all over his cape, and then you see it on the ground here, okay? Now, back in the day, back in the medieval times, they said salamanders were fireproof. Now, listen, salamanders eat their own tail, and they are a big sign of, you know, when they eat their own tail, it's like their that life cycle, right? It's almost like the Ouroboros, right? But here's the thing, very transformative energy, and it's all about those cycles, and you can see that they are eating their tails on the cape, okay? And so you've been going through transformation, okay? If you haven't felt it yet, you will very soon. You got the Death card in the heart of your spread. Now, I don't want you to be afraid of this card. This is the most misunderstood card among the most misunderstood cards. Now, this is actually very auspicious. This is leaving one chapter of your life, moving into another. When I say this is a transformative week for you, this is a very transformative week for you, because this is a transformative process, all right? You can see the sun coming out the horizon, okay? You can see that he's, you know, fully protected, and it's a skeleton, all right? Now, the reason why it's a skeleton, sure, death, but listen, out of our body, what endures the longest? It is the skeleton, all right? So this is building you up for having a long shelf life with this new process, right? And then the sun is abundance, right? It's optimism, it's promising future. Now, you see the white horse, you see the white, you know, rose, I mean, purity. This is in the heart of your spread, so it is going to be a transformative week for you, a really big one, all right? You did get the Page of Cups in the in your challenge area. It's, you know, I call it the breakthrough area. Now, the Page of Cups is, you know, very, very Pisces energy. And as you know, Pisces is, you know, with Venus in Pisces this week, we have that new moon in Pisces at the end of the week. We're moving into Pisces season. So there's a lot of Pisces energy that's just going around. All right. And this, again, very, very, very Pisces, very imaginative, like a dreamer. All he wants to do is follow his bliss. All right. So listen, there could be something that is blocking this transformational process, and it's something where I don't want you to feel uninspired, and I want you to put some heart into some of the things that you're moving toward. Because if you look at your stuff, you didn't get any. The only cups card you got was in your challenge area, okay? And the cups are emotions, all right? And so another thing is there could be some a big message that's coming through is pay attention more. It's like some Sagittarians could be paying a lot more attention toward their passions and their career and their work, and not letting all it's almost like missed opportunities, okay? So pay attention to, you know, your intuition, your guides, messages that are coming through. I don't want you to miss them, all right? The pages are the messengers, all right? And then, you know, cups, again, emotions, but this is someone who's just looking to, again, follow his bliss and just go out there. He, you know, wears his heart on his sleeve. You can see that he is even, his sleeves are red there, okay? Now, there's also a moment of, some of y'all may feel some creative blockages this week. Yeah. So if you do feel that, it could be because there is this. You're going through this transformational period, all right? But it's a good one. It's a really good transformational period. So there could be like you could be like all over the place, or you could just be so laser focused on one thing. But just remember, just pay attention to those messages that are coming through, all right? And then also just open up your heart a little bit this week, all right, to let these things in, all right? There's even some passions that you may be wanting to pursue where it's things may be happening so fast this week that you kind of like lose sight of it, or you feel you just kind of like shelf it for a bit. But you're gonna be fine. Look at this. Like, you got the Nine of Wands in your crown, and this is all about resilience, right? This is all about, you see, he is the most muscular little man here, little soldier boy. You see gauze on his head. Now, when I say this is a card of resilience, it's a card of standing your ground, not letting anyone take away your passions, not letting anyone take away anything that you fought so hard for, right? Look at him standing in front of the ones, protecting them, right? He's also saying, you've put me through the ringer, I've gone through the ringer, I've been beaten up, bring it on. I can take more. Is that all you've got? All right. So I love that, because it seems like, you're thinking about that. You've gone through a lot to get where you're at. Okay. But nothing is going to just, nothing's going to take that away from you. You also got justice in the root of your spread. All right. So, this card is ruled by Libra. This is all about balance, but it's also cause and effect. Okay. And so coming up in the root of your spread, I want you to be, some of y'all are already aware of, the karmic consequences, right, of what you do, and what could happen if you do it or if you don't do it. Remember, actions have consequences, but I say all the time, inaction have consequences too. All right. So remember, just be aware of everything in the moment and the things that you want, the things that you're going for, and really, really don't don't be so in the zone that you're missing the messages of some things that are coming through. All right. And a good example is I just saw that movie. What is it? Tick Tick Boom. Is that it? Tick Tick Boom. And there was a scene where Andrew Garfield was so focused on writing this play, okay, and he was neglecting his girlfriend, he was neglecting his friend who had an important message, and he just couldn't hear it, and he was just in his own little world, and it just he had this moment of clarity. He's like, oh my goodness, that's what I mean, right? Just be open to all of that. But I do love the fact that you did get the Justice card in the root of your spread. I'm not really getting the message or the energy that there was something that happened to you that wronged you. Sometimes that does, when this card comes up, that is a thing, but it's really more of just that balance and just ready to move forward. There's going to be a transformational experience, but leaving the things behind that you don't need is more of the message. Okay, leaving the thing, just as you move forward, just not taking any of the stuff that it's almost like winter cleaning. All right, now you got the Three of Wands, so I call this the green light card. This is the go, 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 go. You're ready. All right. And I always say, hey, listen, you can see him standing there looking out into the sea. Now, he's ready. He's ready to go mingle. He's ready to go meet people. He's ready to go on this adventure. And, even though this card is ruled, it's more Aries, it's very Sagittarius energy. All right. Because it's all about you. Y'all are the most explorative. You love adventures. You love travel. Now, there is travel elements here. So some of y'all may be traveling. Some of y'all actually could be traveling, or planning travels, actually, because now that I think about it, we're still in Aquarius season. Third house, short distance travel. We had that full moon in Leo that was in your ninth house, long distance travel. So astrologically, you have planets, you have activity in the 2 travel sections, okay? And this is a big card of travel, but this is, more ruled by Aries. But listen, I always say all the time, like back in the 14th century, they didn't have iPads, they didn't have Netflix, they didn't have Hulu, they didn't have any of that. Leaving your little world to go explore was a big deal, all right? And this is going to be a big deal for you because you're ready to go. Again, it's a green light card. Part of this transformation, really just going after the things that you're passionate about, really just going after the things that, even maybe a new idea that you have, something, again, a lot of creative energy this week with Venus and Pisces, and even, romance too. There, you could be going after, you're ready for that. Just be open to receiving those messages, and whether from your guides or in your physical world. Now, Sagittarius, let's get to your staff. If you like this reading, by the way, Sagittarius, would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. It really does help my channel grow. It helps the algorithm. And then if you are a subscriber, I love you. Thanks so much for being here with me every week. You really make my day. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. So thank you so much. Looking at your staff, Sagittarius. Listen, this is interesting. Now we're getting interesting here. Not that this isn't. This is huge transformational energy, and you moving forward in this direction toward a passion, a goal, something that you want. Listen, you got the Queen of Wands, okay? So now you see, you got the pair. You got the King of Wands, you got the Queen of Wands, okay? Queens, their powers are more internal, okay? Now, the Queen of Wands is someone who's very charismatic, very popular. She's the popular queen, right? She is someone who is, think about Nicole Kidman walking into the room. She can get whatever she wants. She has the power to attract whatever she wants, okay? And so I love that about you, and I love that you pulled this in your staff, the first card in your staff, because it looks like there is something that you want, all right? There's something that you want to manifest. There's some big dream that you have. There's something that you're going toward. This is, honestly, you're good. The one thing is, you did get the Devil, all right? Not a bad thing. It's, it came up in your external influences area. All it's saying, it's more like a trap. There's going to be something that is going to tempt you into doing something that you probably shouldn't be doing, all right? And so, Sagittarius, you would know what that is, right? You would know what it is. It could be, relationships. It could be work-related. It could be home-related. There's a lot of activity with, love and partnerships, right? And even home. So, keep that in mind, but just don't fall into that. I always say it's a trap. The devil is like an energy vampire too. So it could just suck up all your energy, and it's just something, the devil is everything you would think that the devil represents, our vices, our, bad behaviors, patterns, ways of thinking, addictions, things like that. So you don't want to fall into that trap, and, let's just clarify it. Yeah. And then the Queen of Cups. All right. So listen, I truly believe you'll be fine, all right? I truly believe, looking at your entire spread, this is really just a trap, and it feels more like a reminder, as in, like, that thing that you used to do that wasn't getting you anywhere? Don't do that anymore. Don't do that anymore. And find the care to just not want to get back into that way. But the Queen of Cups, that's your second queen, by the way. She is very intuitive. She is very psychic. And she is someone who is, very nurturing, very Princess Diana energy, right? So there is going to be someone, kind of like the therapist role. She plays like that therapist role. Someone who's actually going to help guide you. So you're taken care of, and you've got that comfort. So you have the Eight of Swords, all right? This is the card of, we call it the self-victim card. And I wouldn't worry about this too much either, because this comes in a place where it's just like you don't want to be there. You just don't want to be in your head. You don't want to be in a place where you feel like, you're fearing everything. There's truth you have to face that you don't want to. It's really just, again, just kind of like a gentle reminder. And one of the biggest reasons is you did get the Justice in the heart, in the root of your spread. So this really is just saying, I never want to be in that place where I'm going through like psychological warfare, right? There's just too much happening up here and I'm just like gonna just withdraw, right? How dramatic was that movement? Now, lastly, you did get the moon, okay? You got the moon in your final outcome. The moon is, hey, it is ruled by Pisces, and there is a lot of Pisces energy this week. Listen, when I said earlier to be receptive, all right, be open to things, I want you to do that. Listen, there's going to be a point because this is a very transformative week for you. And when people go through transformation, sometimes like we have that moment when you start something new, right? When you go explore, when you start something new job, new relationship, so, someone you're dating that you took it to the next level, moving into a new home. When you start something new, there's always that fear, that little bit of fear, right? Of oh my gosh, what's going to happen? This is so new to me. How's this going to end up? I don't want you to do that, okay? I want you to just really rely on your intuition and just really hone in on that and just know that you're taken care of, okay? Because the moon, listen, this is, we can talk about the moon all day long. The moon is, we can go back to the etymological root. It comes from Luna, right? Goddess of the moon, and that's why we have lunar phases and lunar landings. It's Luna. But then if you go through the history of the word, it's lunacy too. All right, so we all go a little crazy over a moon. This is the fullest moon that I've ever seen, and this is really full moon, and we kind of just like right. One thing that I want you to know is that it could, you could have moments of like, oh my goodness, like what's coming next, and this huge transformation, especially because you have the death card in the middle, in the heart of your spread. But it's okay. Those are fine. We're built as human beings, all right? I say that all the time. There's a reason why we weren't built as robots. And, as human beings, we're built with a range of emotions to feel all sorts of emotions, okay? And it's really just, that's how we evolve. We have to feel these emotions and have these emotional experiences to evolve, all right? What really matters is how you approach these experiences, how you come out of them, right? You really want to be learning from them, and you want to grow from them, and you want to become stronger people and better people from them. So it's completely fine. And there you go. Wow. This is going to be you have a very transformative week. You got the Tower card, all right? So, did you get the Tower card last week? I think you did. But it was in your challenge area. So, what's really interesting, if you did, was that you? I can't remember. Listen, you have the Tower card in your final outcome, okay? Next to the moon, all right? So, that fear, all right? I'm going to let you know now, something major is going to happen, all right? You're not going to see it coming, but now that I've told you, you will see it coming. Just expect something to happen. And listen, the Tower card is a card of chaos and destruction, life-changing experience, moment that happens unexpectedly, okay? You can see these two people falling from the tower. They have no idea what happened. They have no idea where they're going. You see the lightning bolt striking the crown off the top of the tower. And so one of the reasons why people are afraid of this card, and you never should be, and I'll tell you why in a second, is because sometimes people don't like changes, and then people also don't like surprises. Now, Sagittarius, you are a mutable sign. Changes are come easy for you, okay? Now, here's the thing. The reason why people fear this card, those two things exactly, but you should never fear the Tower card, because when you fear the Tower card, you're already building a blockage for yourself, all right? Now, second thing that's going to make you happy, this is actually a good card, because the Tower moment happens for you, not to you. It happens for you. What comes after the Tower card? The Star, the card of hopes and dreams, stars aligning for you. So this is saying that there is going to be a transformational moment, something life-changing, that it could be a big deal, all right? And big deal is what does that mean to you, right? Some people may think that losing your job is a big deal. Some people may think that, getting a divorce is a big deal. Some people may think that, finding out that they have to leave their apartment is a big deal. Something could happen, and it could be on a scale, from 1 to 10. Now, let's clarify that. 4 of Pentacles, and last clarifier, 7 of Cups. Okay, so yeah, Sagittarius, this is a big transformative week for you. Very big transformative week, but this tower moment's going to bring you a lot of stability. 4 is all about order. Think about 4 legs of a table, stability, structure, okay? And I want you to remember that. And it is, for, if you think about the tree of life, it is that stability. And so you can see the 4 Pentacles here. All right. Now, this is all about putting your finances in order, and if that's not a thing for you, right? Just your physical world, because Pentacles represent our physical reality. Okay. And so this tower moment is going to bring that structure, bring that stability. All right. And so that is actually very good. And look, you got the 7 of Cups. Options. All right. Now, you are clearly going to have options after this tower moment. So it's not like the tower moment happens, boom, and then you're, left in the dust. It's like it actually opens up all these doors. So keep that in mind. Now, the one thing that I do want to say is that just really know what you want at this point too, okay? Because you can see that all the cups are all very different. There's beauty coming out of one. There's, a snake coming out of the other. There's, victory. And I mean, they're all very different. So it really matters what you want. And it really matters, what is the phrase? Be careful what you wish for. Really know what you want. Really, really, really know what you want. But don't get trapped in that double energy. You have a big week. This is a big week. Very big week for you, but again, you're taken care of. You're moving forward. You're having a transformative experience. Maybe a little bit emotional for you, but it was meant to happen because it's actually bringing you structure and a lot of options. There you go. Sagittarius, I love you. Thanks so much for tuning in. I will see you next week. Okay, bye-bye.